Do you remember when sports games used to compete with each other? Different developers would be making a different type of game, so if you wanted simulation, arcade, or somewhere in the middle, you had the choice to play whichever you wanted. Do you remember when sports gamers demanded the best from these studios because that's what these studios aim to always deliver? Do you remember when these studios put a sense of pride and passion into their games that you felt the second you booted it up? I already know what some of you are thinking.
You're just a boomer afraid of change. Go play your oldies, bum.
What do you mean? We still demand the best sports games. These devs just don't listen.
And possibly the most delusional.
Well, I don't see anything wrong with the game. It's better than the last Madden, so I trust next year will be even better.
For all of you that have had a conversation with the people that I'm referencing, I 100% guarantee you there's been a point in those conversations where you just felt powerless. Like genuinely, the discussion is going absolutely nowhere. You can't even agree to disagree. It's just going nowhere. And so reading through the comments on this YouTube video where I'm primarily addressing the people that are going to be experiencing the game for the first time, I see it reach the community in a lot of different ways. Some agreed, some didn't, but there was one comment that I seen, and after I read it,
EA Sports could make a better boxing game, but they are focused on the UFC game. And now boxing fans have to play this game. This really sucks, man.
One thing I want to say about this gameplay, right? Listen to the spam community that's out there, the ones who always find a reason to justify their low tier behavior and low tier gameplay, right?
It's why vulnerability needs to be higher. So they're able to just play like this and not be punished heavily enough, in my opinion. Well, not punished heavily enough. I mean, look at Pereira in real life, right? Or he lands certain shots like I've been landing, and the dude's just going to sleep. But this dude is just giving chance after chance after chance.
First of all, if y'all gonna send a spammer after me, please don't send a low-level grunt. Don't send a henchman.
Look, there go one straight right there. Okay, that's one. Okay, there's a chicken wing. That counts for like 3 straights right there. You know what I'm saying? The chicken wing, you know what I'm saying? That's some bullshit right there. He's obviously doing the spam bam.
I need one of the generals to come out and humble my ego. I need one of them dudes who's been doing this for 10 plus years, who has perfected the art of backstep followed by the stream, who has perfected the art of the power stream, who has perfected the art.
So when I set out to make this video, initially I was going to talk about the history of monopolies in sports gaming and basically how we ended up here in the first place. But I mean, this is already stuff that's been covered by other channels like Soft Drink TV and Claimer Uncut. I was also inspired by this dude when making this video, so shout out to him. So basically what I want to talk about is my experience with the combat sports gaming community, because that is basically unique to any and everybody that wants to have their input in that discussion. If somebody makes a response video to this one saying that combat sports gamers are not brainwashed, well, of course, he's not only entitled to think that, but that would just be a completely different experience than mine. And if that is the case for some of you, then I'm interested to know. I've been paying close attention to the comments over the past week or so. So many people have been leaving their takes and opinions under my videos, and I really appreciate that. When I first started posting ESBC back in July 2021, I caught a whiff of this discourse almost immediately. Not even 2 to 3 TikToks in, it was evident that there was a strong cult of Fight Night champion players on TikTok who were committed to defending their game at all costs. And so what's weird about this is that I noticed the UFC community actually takes notice in how bad their game is. And perhaps the Fight Night Champion community used to be like this, but the active Fight Night Champion community of today, at least on social media, holds the game to such high regards that if I had to make a safe bet, I'd say they probably haven't touched the THQ UFC games, the earlier EA Sports UFC games, or any of the other Fight Night games. What does it benefit? Barely giving other studios any credit. What is blindly following significant creators who compromise personal enjoyment for making money off you and EA actually benefit? Look, I'm just gonna keep it simple. Rooting for devs actually works for everybody. Let me tell you why. Developing a game already takes a lot of time and dedication. Why not push the devs to make the best game possible anyway? When hundreds upon thousands of y'all band together to support mid, for some reason, we can't find it in our heart to have that same kind of energy to support a new game. Instead, we've just been conditioned to support these subpar products because we don't have anything else to play, right? Now that something new is ready to enter the market, for some reason, there's just this huge pushback. No, Fight Night's better. UFC had this, Fight Night had that. Why do they move like this? But you don't question shit when the UFC 5 gameplay deep dive comes out and it looks almost exactly the same as UFC 4 with slightly better graphics. When you all make the conscious decision to band together to support very mid games, then don't be surprised when the product's quality decreases. Matter of fact, it's a bit redundant that I'm saying that because it seems that the UFC fan base has already accepted it. Only until we stop supporting 6 out of 10 games will we get the product we deserve. And for fuck's sake, if I see another comment like this, I'm not going to be addressing my stance on Undisputed until 1.0 comes out, because I've already given my stance on this. And in my personal opinion, 0.7 plays like ass. The game has been playing like ass since the Larry Holmes update and hasn't changed ever since. It's only gotten worse for the most part. And I already know that another comment like this is going to show up, because when I see this, I know they didn't watch the whole video. I know they didn't watch any other video except the first 30 seconds of whatever they commented on. So yeah, I'm not addressing my stance on Undisputed until October. What we don't need is people to pick sides, because once we start supporting upcoming games and studios, then guess what happens? They start to butt heads with each other. Innovative concepts, one after another. And I can see why the FPS genre parallels with sports so much, because y'all do the exact same shit. Y'all say, oh, we need something new, we need something unique. Everything is just R6 and Valorant and Call of Duty. And then when games like this come out, oh, suddenly nobody wants to play that shit. Suddenly, we want to pick it up for a week. And then when things go even remotely off track, due to the feedback that a lot of you casual players tend to leave for the game anyway, then suddenly we want to drop the game. And now the people that are left to play it who actually enjoyed the game have to deal with your influence. So let's make an active effort to not be like the FPS community, please, for the love of all things great, big, and small. And eventually, the games will be so good that people who aren't even interested in combat sports will start to come in the community. They'll be so good that your reason for not knowing what to play won't be because it's difficult to find a fun game. They'll be so good that in the future, content creators like myself and the ones mentioned and featured in this video will not feel compelled to make videos like these.